I'm gonna be honest, she's not that good. And for the love of God, can we shut the F up about Unrivaled?
Clearly, it's something that a lot of people...
Angel Reese facing a permanent ban after another dirty attack on Caitlin Clark. Honestly, this move has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. During the June 7th game, Reese physically struck Clark, seemingly confident her superstar status would shield her from repercussions.
Maybe you shouldn't expose yourself.
But the league, fed up with her string of controversies, handed down a season-long ban.
Angel Reese is the foil for Caitlin Clark and vice versa. Like, they don't have to get along. They don't have to like each other.
Angel Reese is no stranger to headlines, but this time, her name is being whispered in tones of disbelief across the basketball world. June 12th, 2025, round 14 of the WNBA season, a day that might just go down in infamy. The Chicago Sky faced off against the Indiana Fever in what should have been a thrilling display of athleticism and teamwork. Instead, it became the stage for what some are calling the most shocking moment of Reese's controversial career.
You are ignoring the history of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
The incident happened in the third quarter, when the game was on the line and tensions were high. Reese was tussling for position under the basket, except this wasn't classic Reese. No, this was next-level chaos.
The WNBA continues to brag about physical play. All the while, they have players in this league that is going to get people.
With the score close and emotions running hot, a scuffle for the rebound escalated. Reese, in what can only be described as a moment of recklessness, grabbed an Indiana player by the arm and yanked her with such force that she crashed to the floor in a heap.
There's a difference between physical play and being downright.
Was it a foul? Obviously. But this wasn't just about breaking the rules, it was breaking the unspoken code of respect that keeps players safe. The victim of this ugly moment, none other than Caitlin Clark, a player celebrated for her sportsmanship and dazzling talent. Clark, ever the professional, got up, brushed herself off, and continued playing. But her quiet strength only added fuel to the fire.
But part of a troubling pattern.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah, and then claim that you've done nothing.
For many, this was the final straw. Angel Reese is now facing calls for a permanent ban from the league. Critics argue that her actions have crossed the line from competitive to dangerous, jeopardizing not only the safety of other players, but the integrity of the game itself. The question is no longer whether Angel Reese is talented. Her skills on the court are undeniable. The question is whether her behavior has become too toxic to tolerate.
Earlier, these WNBA franchises that moved games like the Chicago Sky to the, United Arena? You're screwed.
This isn't the first time Reese has been accused of letting her emotions get the better of her. Over the past season, her track record has been peppered with incidents that paint a troubling picture.
And rightfully so. When your defensive technique puts your own teammates in danger, you've crossed a line that goes beyond competitive basketball.
From unnecessary physicality to trash talk that toes the line between confidence and cruelty, Reese has consistently pushed boundaries. But what sets this latest episode apart is the sheer brazenness of it all. This wasn't a heated moment in the final seconds of a close game. It was calculated.
And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
And Reese's response to the backlash has only made matters worse. Instead of issuing an apology or showing any signs of remorse, she's taken to social media to fan the flames. In a series of posts, Reese dismissed the criticism as haters trying to tear her down and doubled down on her actions, saying, "This is who I am, and I'm not changing for anyone." For her supporters, this defiance might be admirable. But for the league, it's a PR nightmare.
This is the reason the WNBA is investigating fake racism directed at Angel Reese. The diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelberg, she has no problem looking into fake.
The WNBA has built its brand on empowering women, fostering sportsmanship, and creating a sense of community among players and fans. Reese's actions and her unapologetic attitude threaten to undermine all of that. How can the league preach respect and inclusivity when one of its biggest stars seems intent on spreading division?
Angel Reese is the foil for Caitlin Clark and vice versa. Like, they don't have to get along. They don't have to like each other.
This isn't just about Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. It's about what the WNBA wants to stand for. In the aftermath of the game, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert released a statement condemning violence on the court, but stopped short of naming Reese directly. Fans were quick to call out the league for what they see as a weak response. If this were a lesser-known player, they'd be suspended already, one comment read. Why is Angel Reese being protected?
Women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want
Angel Reese has earned a reputation for her electrifying gameplay, but her highlight reel comes with a side of controversy.
Here, we have to talk about this. She's just not that good. Like, this is like...
Over the past few seasons, Reese has racked up a string of incidents that have left fans questioning her sportsmanship.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they were the biggest stars in women's basketball. Hell, you can make the case that they were two of the biggest stars in all of...
But it's not just the high-profile moments. Reese has developed a pattern of bending the rules, or outright breaking them. Her foul count is among the highest in the league, and commentators have repeatedly pointed out her tendency to push limits.
Somehow, someone edits the play into a highlight hit job. They clip out Reese pushing Natasha Howard moments before and jump straight to Clark making contact. Voila! A new villain is born, and the media eats it up.
It's as if Reese has made it her mission to rewrite the playbook, one questionable move at a time.
Now, Carrington was trying to make a play on the ball, but by rule...
Fans point out that other players have been held accountable for less. Take DJ Jane Carrington, who faced similar accusations but received swift league action. So why, they ask, does Angel Reese seem to get a pass? Is it her star power, her marketability, or is it something deeper? Perhaps an unwillingness from the league to confront one of its brightest stars. The backlash isn't limited to the digital realm either. During live games, Reese is increasingly met with boos from opposing fans. Signs demanding her suspension have even made their way into arenas, adding an extra layer of tension to her appearances. And then there's Caitlin Clark, the unintentional co-star in this drama.
I have a problem with it being called a flagrant foul. It's a take.
If Reese's actions are the storm, Clark is the calm. The two have a history that stretches back to their college days. A rivalry born of mutual excellence, but now overshadowed by conflict. Reese and Clark have faced off in some of the most iconic matchups in women's basketball, but their dynamic has shifted from competitive to contentious.
She was different, and she seemed to be more exciting than everybody else, but she also was an incredible passer and disher in the way she went about her business. It was like, oh, this...
It's no secret that Clark has become a frequent target of Reese's aggression. Whether it's a sly shove during a rebound or a thinly veiled taunt after a basket, Reese seems to have a special interest in rattling Clark. Some fans have even accused Reese of singling her out, pointing to a pattern of incidents that suggests something more than just on-court rivalry.
Teams have to go to bigger arenas so that they can try to profit off the Caitlin Clark train coming to town. Most 20-point 10-assist games in WNBA history, which I think you could say that's a good game. That's how you classify it. Vandersloot, obviously, 430 games played, had 10 of them. Diana Taurasi, people talk about it as the GOAT, right?
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
You're damn right.
564. Where'd she go to school?
UConn.
Okay. 565 games played. She has 9 20-point 10-assist games. And then Caitlin Clark, 41 games played.
So how does Clark respond to all of this? With grace, as always. While fans and commentators dissect every moment, Clark remains focused on her game. But silence doesn't mean indifference. Insiders have suggested that the constant drama could be taking a toll on Clark's mental game. After all, it's one thing to face aggressive defense. It's another to feel like you're constantly being targeted.
It's drafted to the Fever, and what she has done for this city and for this team.
Despite everything, Clark continues to let her skills do the talking. Her stats remain impressive, and her composure on the court is a testament to her professionalism. But her refusal to engage publicly has created an unintended consequence. It amplifies the drama. The more Clark stays quiet, the more fans and media fill the void with speculation. One thing is certain. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are now permanently linked, not just as rivals, but as central figures in a debate that's shaking the WNBA to its core. The story of their rivalry is far from over, but the resolution, that's anyone's guess. Angel Reese is no stranger to controversy, but the whispers of a permanent ban, that's a whole new level of drama.
The criticism kept pouring in, with fans labeling her actions as thug play, that crossed every line of acceptable basketball.
The WNBA seems to be drawing a line in the hardwood after yet another fiery incident involving Reese, this time with none other than Caitlin Clark.
Foul. Yes. And I have an issue with the way she reacted. I have an issue with the way it's being handled by her, by the Chicago Sky, everybody involved.
The league, finally realizing that its star players' safety and its reputation are on the line, is reportedly considering the unthinkable, booting Reese for good. It's not just about her aggressive play anymore. It's about the league's ability to enforce rules and protect its most valuable assets. After all, how can you sell a league built on empowerment and integrity when one of its biggest names keeps pushing the boundaries of fair play?
But obviously, the foul, the blowout win, Angel's response, Caitlin's all these things brought us right back to 2023, 24.
For Reese, this could be career-ending, or at the very least, legacy-shattering. A permanent ban wouldn't just silence her on the court, it would forever tie her name to a cautionary tale of talent overshadowed by behavior.
At the ref, like, what are we talking about here? We're not calling that. They clip that out. They just go to right here, bang, Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese, and then boom, buzzsaw on the internet about Caitlin.
For her supporters, this feels like a targeted takedown of a player who dares to be unapologetically bold. For her critics, it's justice long overdue. Either way, the WNBA's decision will set a precedent, and the stakes have never been higher. Is this the end of Angel Reese as we know her, or will she fight her way back into the narrative?
During the Chicago Sky Indiana Fever game, there was allegedly fans making hateful and racist comments toward Angel Reese during that game.
For many, this isn't just about one or two isolated incidents. It's about a pattern, a trail of on-court behavior that keeps pushing the line of what's acceptable. Reese's aggressive plays have become more than just part of the game. Fans and analysts argue they're reckless, even dangerous. The argument is clear. If Reese doesn't face significant consequences, the WNBA risks not just its credibility, but also the safety of its athletes.
Where WNBA dump divers were complaining about the mythical racism in Indiana, here we are 12 months later. There has not been a single piece of evidence released proving these unsubstantiated.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room, the WNBA itself. Because let's be real, Angel Reese isn't operating in a vacuum. For all the controversy swirling around her, there's one entity that keeps popping up in the conversation, the league. And not in a good way.
She chooses not to play defense. She chooses not to play defense. She can play defense.
Here's the thing. Reese's growing track record of fouls and borderline behavior didn't appear out of nowhere. It's been building up over time, and the league has had front row seats to every shove, swipe, and sly elbow. Yet, where's the accountability?
She's great for the sport.
Critics have been vocal, pointing fingers straight at Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. They argue her hands-off approach has allowed situations like this to escalate. Is she turning a blind eye, or is it just plain incompetence? Either way, the optics are bad.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills.
And let's not forget the double standards. Star players like Reese seem to have a much longer leash when it comes to rule breaking who don't even give much respect to the game. Sure, the league wants to protect its viewership and big names bring in the numbers, but at what cost? If fans start associating the WNBA with unchecked aggression instead of skill and sportsmanship, it's game over for the league's credibility. Other leagues, NBA, NFL, you name it, have their fair share of controversy, but they also have systems in place to handle it. Suspensions, fines, even mandatory anger management courses. The WNBA, it feels like they're playing catch-up. This isn't just about Reese. It's about setting a standard. If the WNBA doesn't take a firm stance now, it risks becoming a league where rules are optional and player safety is a suggestion, not a priority. And fans aren't the only ones noticing. Sponsors and stakeholders are starting to raise eyebrows too. A league that seems incapable of reining in its players isn't exactly a hot commodity for investors. Take a look at social media. The hashtags aren't just about Reese anymore. They're about the league itself. Words like joke and unprofessional are being tossed around. And once you lose the respect of your audience, good luck winning it back. The WNBA needs to act, and it needs to act fast. Not just for the sake of the players on the court, but for the future of the league itself. Hit like and subscribe to the channel to know about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark feud. And Caitlin